It's a sun-soaked Saturday afternoon here in the heart of the Commonwealth for the penultimate game of this 2-week homestand. It's game 5 of this 6-game set between the Woo Sox and the Bisons here at Boulder Park. Hi again, everyone, and thanks so much for being with us. He's Alex Jensen. I'm Jim Kane. We'll check in with Natalie Norrie in just a moment. What a homestand this has been, Alex. So many memorable moments. So we had a couple more last night thanks to Connolly Early and Joe Stinks and Garcia.
No doubt about it. 7-3 now through the first 10 games of this 12-game homestand, and this guy set the tone. Connolly Early in his second AAA start, racking up 7 strikeouts. And one thing he does particularly well, Jim, is he gets strike one, as Chad Tracy told us earlier today, and that sets up the nastiness with those changeup, those sliders. Just one of those 7 strikeouts on the heater and his first AAA win. And then setting the stage later on in the 8th inning for really the man of these 2 weeks. I mean, every swing he's taken, it feels like, Joe Stinks and Garcia, has been meaningful. That gave the Woo Sox a nice 3-run cushion going into the 9th.
He's been getting very comfy with that UMass football helmet the last couple of weeks. Big league pitching matchup here today. Richard Fitz against Shane Bieber, who of course was acquired from the Guardians at the deadline by the Blue Jays last week. Woo Sox looking to win the series here today. First pitch is on the other side. Stick with us. Woo Sox and the Bisons on this splendid Saturday, next on NESN. Beautiful day yet again here at Boulder Park. 82 degrees, sunny skies as we get set for game number 11 of this 12-game homestand. Woo Sox looking to win the series here today. Richard Fitz towing the rubber. And let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team. We go down to Natalie Norrie.
Thanks, Jim. Well, manager Chad Tracy spoke with Richard Fitz after his last start on Sunday after he went 6 innings, striking out 5, as well as getting the win. Chad Tracy just kind of said it was great to see him get deeper into a game, but also be more aggressive. When he came down here, you know, this is a lane where he can do that. So first of all, it was good to see that. But Richard Fitz also kind of told him, I think what really helped me was trying not to over-excessively prepare for every hitter 1 through 9. He said, I just want to go out there, have a good understanding of what I do well, and attack with it. And as I'm out there on the mound, he said, take that approach, but also navigate reading swings and adjust based on what I see. So more of a reminder to understand what he does well, use that instead of overthinking or over-preparing for things. So just more of a relaxed approach. Trust your stuff, trust yourself. And Tracy thinks that's exactly what he did last time that made him successful. So looking forward to seeing him try to do that again today.
Thank you, Natalie. I'd say so. He was really good here on Sunday against Lehigh Valley. A quality start, 1 run over 6 innings, couple of hits, which both came in the very first inning. Walked only 2 and struck out 5. And a look at the lineup he will face for Buffalo today. The speedy Jonathan Clase at the top. In left field, Andres Jimenez continuing his big league rehab assignment. RJ Schreck is the center fielder with Riley Tarada, who has homered in back-to-back games, in a cleanup spot. And it's Yohendrick Pinango in right field. Brandon Valenzuela, who came over at the trade deadline from the Padres, is back behind the plate. Phil Clark hits his first start of the series. He's the DH. Rainer Nunez at first, and Josh Rivera rounds out the 9 for Casey Candell. Woo Sox defense behind Richard Fitz this afternoon, Alex.
Yeah, Nate Eaton, Trace Thompson, Joe Stinks and Garcia in the outfield. Eaton's played, I think, almost every position on the field this season and in this homestand. Mikey Romero, Vaughn Grissom, Nick Sogard, and Christian Campbell back at first. Sebi Zavala behind the plate. Great day for baseball today. And man, Chad Tracy told us the other day this pitching staff is in the best shape it's been in his 4 years here. And continues. Connolly Early, a great start yesterday. And Richard Fitz coming off a tremendous start last week.
His first pitch is a check swing bouncer that goes hopping into the Bisons dugout, and off we go on this Saturday afternoon in the Canal District. Clase 2 for 9 this week as the foul tips this pitch from Fitz, and it's 0-2. Overall numbers for Clase, guy who stole 79 bases between high A and double A 2 years ago. He has 23 this season with Buffalo. Popped up foul and out of play.
With the bat, he just has not found the same type of success at the upper minors since coming over to the Blue Jays system from the Mariners. But as they say, speed never slumps.
He stole a base in the first inning last night. as this misses up and away. His helmet came off and he got hit on the side of the head and ended up staying in the game, played the entire game. Good to see him back in the lineup today. 1-2 from Fitz. And Clase on the ground, right side and into right center field, a base hit. Thompson comes on to pick it up with the bare hand, and it's a leadoff knock for Clase.
It's the curve. We only saw 8 curves from Fitz out of 79 pitches in his previous start against Lehigh Valley. And this is dangerous, of course, for Clase, because this could very easily turn into a double with his speed. I'd expect him to be aggressive at first base.
That's a good point that you made about the curveballs. There's been a big emphasis on the changeup and the slider, especially against left-handed batters. In the big leagues this year, that slider, a .389 batting average, .889 the slug. As you see the stolen base numbers the last few years for Clase, but obviously those are eye-popping numbers, and it's a pitch that even Alex Cora said has to improve for Fitz against lefties.
Well, Natalie had some good reporting for us before his last start. The emphasis on the changeup. He threw 16 changeups in that start against Lehigh Valley, 11 of them for strikes, so an encouraging development, at least with that pitch.
Couple of four-seam fastballs to get ahead 0-2 on Jimenez as you take a look at his pitch arsenal from that start on Sunday, presented by Automated Business Solutions. Fastball, slider, changeup, the sweeper. Guy who got off to such a great start in the big leagues this year, made the opening day roster before that pectoral strain. Upstairs at 94, 1-2. Then, in his own words, he rushed himself coming back, only made one rehab start with Portland, and made a couple of appearances before he was sent back down. An option yet again on July 29th. Poked foul and out of play down the left field line.
And there was the changeup, getting in kind of an awkward swing there from a big leaguer in Jimenez. What's nice about being here at AAA for Fitz, obviously all these guys want to be in the big leagues, but he can get back into a routine of starting, kind of fine-tune his arsenal a little bit before, you know, eventually he will be called upon at the big league level at some point. I mean, I think you could say that for him and Kyle Harrison and just about all the guys who are towing the slab here for the Woo Sox right now.
Woo Sox the last 3 weeks, their starters have been tremendous. Jimenez strikes out as Richard Fitz blows him away with a 95-mile-an-hour heater.
So what sets this pitch up, right? It's the changeup to a left-handed hitter, having that off-speed pitch diving away from that lefty. And this is really not great location. It's over the heart of the plate at the belt, but it's set up by the changeup, and it just makes that fastball look a little quicker.
A check swing. That looks like a delayed steal from Clase, and he's into second base easily. Don't often see delayed steals anymore, but Clase with his 4th stolen bag of the week.
Good pitch to do it. Yep, there's the secondary, and it's hard to tell if it was a delayed steal the whole way, or maybe he read the down angle of the curveball and saw it was going to bounce before it got to Zavala, which of course would mean that Sebi has to make a clean pick and then an accurate throw to second base. A very tough play,
especially with that guy's speed. So a man in scoring position. The Bisons scored in the first inning yesterday, thanks to a sac fly from Michael Stefanik, who is not in the lineup today. He's been a Woo Sox killer this year. On a 2-0, Shrek cuts through a fastball at 94, and it's 2-1.
This fastball today for Fitz has good life. Exploding, a little hop, another swing underneath the pitch, which tells you it's got some pretty good ride with that four seam, that illusion of rising as it gets to the plate.
Foul back in our direction and over our heads. Go back to Sunday as you see the numbers for Shrek this season, who's riding a 5-game hitting streak. But that fastball for Fitz, not too many swings and misses, but threw a lot of strikes, which has really been the story with him all season long. As Shrek with a broken back grounder to first. Campbell on the backhand handles it himself for out number 2. Clase advances to third.
This is the changeup again. And so often, Jim, you don't need to get swing and miss with the changeup. It's a pitch that you can throw. Now this one was with 2 strikes, and maybe you'd like to bury it a little bit more, but it's, you know, a pitch that you want to throw and get an out on 1 pitch. So early in the count, get weak contact. That's exactly what he got there. He was expecting the fastball, and the fact that he was out in front tells the arm speed, the arm angle are all good between the fastball and the changeup. It looks identical.
Again, that start was brilliant for him on Sunday. He retired 11 of the last 12 that he faced. And as we mentioned off the top, 2 hits that he surrendered both came in the first inning. So he shut down the Iron Pigs and looking to do the same against the Bisons today. This is his 5th start in AAA. Fitz 2-1, an ERA of 4 on the nose. Trying to strand a man at third. 1. Toronto waves and misses at the breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Toronto has been dangerous this week. He's homered in back-to-back games. 5 for 11 in the series. The 0-2. A weak wave and a miss. Down he goes on strikes. Back to the breaking ball for Richard Fitz, who punches out a pair and strands a man at third here in the first. Moose Sox coming up when we come back.
You accept the challenge, right? I mean, you want to play in the big leagues? These are the kind of guys you face day in and day out. And I mean, Shane Bieber, of course, as you mentioned, has been exceptional throughout his career.
0-2 offering. Down and in. Skipping out of the way went Sogard. He has been outstanding as a leadoff batter in the first inning. Leading off for the 40th time this season, had 3 hits last night. His 5th 3-hit game between AAA and the big leagues. A check swing and no swing, says third base umpire Tom Fornarola. Trevor Matthews is behind the plate. Tyler Jones at first.
Yep, held up.
On a 2-2. Sogard able to hold up again, and he's worked it full. He's just been an on-base machine lately. He's been tearing the cover off the ball during this 2-week homestand. Hitting .394 on this 2-weeker. He's been drawing a bunch of walks as well. The payoff. He lines it to left, and it's in for a base hit. Nick Sogard doing Nick Sogard things. And he's aboard to begin the bottom of the first.
Now stay hot, Sogi. Now a 6-game hitting streak for Nick Sogard during this homestand. Came into play today batting .394. He's such a great leadoff hitter, Jim, because he sees a lot of pitches. He makes guys work. He's not going to get himself out. And he's, you know, he can steal a bag or two. He's not a burner, but he's got above average speed.
In for a strike at 93 to Garcia.
He's just a smart baseball player.
He's been very efficient stealing bases at AAA. 13 out of 14. Nick Sogard. Swing and a miss as the password gets tied up, and it's 0-2.
At least in terms of velocity, even though Bieber's coming back from Tommy John, as you get to look at the numbers for the password, who's been on a tear, but velocity is pretty much the same from his peak. He's never been a guy that blows you away with velocity, at least over the last few years. He's averaged about 91 from in 22, 23, and 24.
Averaged 93 in his last rehab start on Sunday. Garcia fouls it away. This guy who's also won a Gold Glove with the Guardians back in 2022. Very accomplished big league career. 134 starts, a .322 ERA. High drive to right field. Penyango at the wall, and he makes the catch. Back to first goes Sogard on a ball driven deep the other way off the bat of the password, but he's out number 1.
Don't you feel like this ball died a little bit? 97 off the bat. I didn't think it was going to get out, but maybe a little slicing action to it that took some of the distance away. It sounded good, especially with that short porch out there. Thought a chance for extra bases at least, but a good 0-2 swing by Garcia. We've seen him chase a little bit more right on this homestand. And what made him so effective early on, at least from an average perspective, was going the other way with 2 strikes.
And that was a slider that was down and away, so great to see him go with this pitch and drive it. Again, Shane Bieber, as good as it gets, hoping to provide a boost for the Blue Jays down the stretch. A strike on the inside corner to Christian Campbell, and it's 0-2.
That's a big league pitch on the inside corner. I mean, that is perfectly located.
Campbell walked 3 times last night. And some really good at bats. Low and away with a slider and taken for ball 1.
You think about what the Blue Jays rotation can be if they get Shane Bieber back. I mean, you're looking at Jose Berrios, Kevin Gausman, Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer, and Shane Bieber. It's pretty good. I mean, they're all over 30.
Very experienced staff as Valenzuela will jog out for a mound visit. Blue Jays lost last night. They are in LA taking out the Dodgers. As you see Christian Campbell's numbers as he's reached in 17 consecutive games, and he's reached safely in 23 out of his last 24. Hitless the last 2 games, but for the Blue Jays, that pitching matchup last night, Max Scherzer against Clayton Kershaw, a couple of former teammates duking it out at Dodger Stadium.
2 guys that'll be in Cooperstown in 6-7 years.
No question. Bounding ball to third. Nice pick by Terada to second for 1. And the throw to first is not in time. So they do erase Sogard, the lead man. And Campbell reaching with 2 down.
Kind of a backup slider set up inside, which was interesting. Really gives you a feel for how people have been attacking Christian Campbell pretty much all season long. Here he pulls his hands and able to get the barrel to it, but of course had to shorten up with 2 strikes.
Here's Vaughn Grissom. Didn't play last night, but with the Blue Jays loss and the Red Sox big win over the Padres last night, Red Sox gained a game in the AL East standings. Now 3 games behind Toronto. As you see the numbers for Grissom this season. Grounded to short. Rivera on to first, and Grissom is gone, and so too are the Woo Sox here in the first. No runs, a hit, and a man left. What a great place to stay when you come to a Woo Sox game. Well, be sure to check out the AC Hotel. It's got everything you need. You might even see Alex Jensen there.
You might. As I mentioned earlier in the week, coffee is always hot no matter the time of day. Thanks to my friends at the AC Hotel.
They treat us very well, our good friends at the AC Hotel. Top of the second in a scoreless game at Boulder Park. Jim Kane, Alex Jensen, Natalie Nori here with you. Yohendrick Penyango leads off. And Fitz misses inside with ball 1. So 18 first inning pitches for Fitz. Worked around a leadoff single to Clase, who stole second and got to third. Fly ball cracked to deep right field. Garcia is back. Garcia looks up, and this ball is off the wall. Penyango slides into second base. That was so close to clearing that line. If it's to the left of that yellow line, it's out of here, but it's a double for Penyango.
Almost an identical batted ball to Garcia, except a little bit closer to right center, of course. I thought that hit the back wall and then off the top of the wall, and I think Casey Candell did too. It's a good swing. This fastball was off the inside corner. Good piece to be able to drive it that far to right center. Maybe it was off the top of the wall. I think they got that right. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's very close.
That's crazy. From our vantage point, it's tough with the depth perception, as this is rope foul. There is a row of seating behind that padded wall before that wall with the FlexCon landing advertisement, and it looked like it may have hit off that back wall, to your point, but it definitely did not after that last replay we got. So a man in scoring position for Valenzuela, who foul tips this fastball, and it's 0-2.
It's a good piece of hitting by Pinango. I mean, that ball was off the plate inside, and for him to be able to clear his hands, still get the extension and the barrel to shoot that ball out to right center field with as much power as he did, it's impressive stuff.
Fly ball lofted down the left field line. Eaton hustling over, but he runs out of room. Was the 10th double for Pinango, only his second hit of the week. It was 1 for 13 in the series coming into today. Valenzuela, as we mentioned earlier, came over in the Will Wagner deal with the Padres, making his 3rd start of this series. Swing and a miss. Changeup off the plate from Fitz to pick up his 3rd punch out of the day.
Yeah, it's been really good. He sells it so well with his arm action. And look at that movement, just drifting off the plate outside. Excellent pitch. It's all set up by the fact, too, Jim, that you have to throw your fastball. You've got to throw your fastball in the zone to make those other pitches effective. He's had a good fastball today.
So 25 pitches for Fitz this afternoon and 20 strikes. And fastball, he's throwing it for a strike 76% of the time. Phil Clark swings and misses. He's down 0-2.
Most important thing too with that fastball, the four seam with the ride it has, he's thrown it at in the right quadrants of the zone. This is another good changeup on the outer half to a lefty.
It's softly left side. Romero on one hop, throws across the diamond in time. Pinango remains at second with 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, he does not look like a guy today that was told, hey, we want you to throw the changeup more because you haven't been using it almost at all in the big leagues. In his last start, he looks totally comfortable with this pitch right now. And even though that pitch was elevated, it had Clark out in front enough that he just hit a little cue shot harmlessly to Mikey Romero at third base. It's a really good weapon right now against left-handed hitters.
Rainer Nunez, a check swing roller that's foul, and Nunez tumbled over, losing his balance. I don't think I've seen that before.
Started to commit, ball runs in on him. Yeah, it looked like his foot got caught there in the batter's box somewhere. Expecting to have that back foot to kind of keep him stabilized.
Your point about the changeup, though, Alex, threw more changeups on Sunday than he had throughout his entire time in the big leagues. 16 on Sunday, and in his 10 major league starts, only 13 of them. We're seeing a lot of them early today as well. 8, as a matter of fact.
All against left-handed hitters.
A chopper foul outside of third, 1-2.
There was one to a righty. Maybe a little more elevated than you want. But still, the speed difference enough to have Nunez out in front.
Looking to strand him in scoring position for his 2nd straight inning. A chopper right side, arranging his Sogard off balance throw, gets there in time. And that's exactly what Richard Fitz does. This time he leaves Pinango at second after the leadoff double. Shane Bieber back to work as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. We mentioned that Nick Sogard was itching to face this guy, and for more on the Woo Sox wanting to face Shane Bieber, we go down to Natalie.
Yeah, well, the Woo Sox were pretty excited to have Shane Bieber on the mound, Jim. As we mentioned, Chad Tracy was saying everybody knows who he is. You mentioned, he wanted to give a couple days off to players, but they didn't want to. They said, Bieber's pitching, I want to be in. And, of course, Nick Sogard, the first to get a hit off of him. But Tracy said it's a challenge for players. You know who he is. You know he's won a Cy Young, knows how to pitch. So having guys look at that and view that as like, I accept the challenge, I want to be in there. He said get after it. More of an expletive there, but he said I like that attitude that they just want to go in there and do it. But he mentioned he wanted some of the younger guys to experience it too, like Mikey Romero. He said I want him in there against Bieber. So interesting to see how much experience he wants to give these guys and how much excitement they have facing off against him.
Yeah, it really is great to see it. As we mentioned last inning, they faced Max Scherzer this year. They've faced some very experienced arms. Another guy that pops into my head, Alex, is Carlos Carrasco when he was with the Rail Riders before he was traded to the Braves a few weeks ago.
Aaron Nola on this homestand.
Exactly.
Who only went 3 innings, but still, I mean, you want guys that want that type of smoke, right, for lack of a better term, that relish that type of competition.
David Robertson, another one
Yep.
too.
This
With the Iron Pigs last week.
This guy took Robertson yard.
In the dirt and taken for a ball by Romero.
These type of matchups make you better as a young player. The margins just become so much more fine.
He had 4 outstanding at bats last night, Alex, as he takes a bouncing slider, and it's 2-2.
He did. Chad Tracy was quick to mention. Double, 2 walks, especially the at bat against Hayden Wallace, the lefty. Said he eliminated one side of the plate, was able to lay off those breaking balls off the plate outside.
He tips this foul. It's hung on to by Valenzuela, and Romero down by way of the K. We've got a shot of the skipper all the way down to the opposite end of the dugout, talking with Joe Stinks and Garcia. Perhaps they're talking about the ball that Piñango just drilled off the top of the wall in the top half of the inning.
It looked like Garcia said, based on his motion toward the padding there, it looked like it hit the top of the wall. You can see Trace say exactly what we thought we saw, that double hit the back wall and then the top of the wall. It was really tough to see on the replay.
Maybe the Woo Sox caught a break.
It's a good shot by our team down there.
No balls and 2 strikes on Trace Thompson. That's our pal Joe Castagna down there, operating the camera in the dugout. We have an outstanding crew. There's Joe. He's a big leaguer too, by the way.
He's really getting right in the action.
No kidding. Right up in his grill. Inside for ball 1. Thompson struck out 3 times yesterday, trying to get his timing back after missing all of last week. He went too far and he's down by way of the K. Good slider from Bieber, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning. On to the 3rd. We're scoreless at Boulder Park. Again, Mother Nature has blessed us with some tremendous weather throughout the course of this homestand. And as we begin the top half of the 3rd, we have a special guest joining us in the broadcast booth. We have Bill Stock, the Vice President of Government and Community Relations of the Seven Hills Foundation. Thanks so much for coming up, Bill. Great to see you.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for having me.
And this is a very special day for you folks, our good friends at Seven Hills, because today is Ability Day. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, it is. Seven Hills Foundation, large health and human service organization here in New England, and today we get to come here, partner with the Worcester Red Sox, and kind of highlight and showcase a little bit of our staff and also the individuals we support.
What are some of the I guess things that are going on to do exactly what you just said?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Seven Hills Foundation. It's been around since 1953, started by a group of parents here in Worcester. They were looking for services for their children. Kind of started it then, and it's continued to grow, and we have slowly and over time morphed into this large human service organization that's now in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. providing a plethora of services across the whole spectrum for human services, services for people with brain injury, mental health services. We operate a couple of schools for children that are on the autism spectrum, first generation college-bound student program. We have services for families looking for child care, as well as provide financial services for them. It goes on and on and on. So,
Jonathan Classe batting with one out and the bases empty here in the third. How long have you been involved with the organization?
Oh, I've been with them now for 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd been on the board of directors. And I remember having breakfast one time with then President Dr. David Jordan. And we went over a number of things. And one of the things he said to me was, he says, I've got to bring in somebody to kind of oversee some fundraising, government relations, public relations, media, and things of that nature. And I had, through my career, had experiences in basically all the areas he was looking for somebody for. And I simply said, David, I could do those. And that was my interview.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
It's a very memorable job interview.
So it's been a wonderful 26 years. It's coming to an end. I've told them that at the end of this year I'll retire.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But at the same time, I'm kind of scared. It's like, what do I do then? How many days of golf can I play?
Well, if you talk to my partner, I mean, he would say that the days are endless where you can play golf.
8 days a week.
8 days a week.
Yeah.
All right, I know where to find somebody to play with then.
There you go. How fulfilling has the work been for you?
Oh, it's been tremendously fulfilling. See, I actually have a personal story that I always tell people about, and why I got interested in this. I have an older brother who has an intellectual disability. And he was one of the first individuals to be moved out of an institution, out of the Rentham State, what was then called Rentham State School, back in the 70s, after the courts had ruled that it was time to put people out in the community. And I remember the experience my mother went through and my father went through with that. And at the time, the services and what they were offering weren't what they are today. I mean, I am so proud of the things that we do at Seven Hills Foundation now. You know, the residential programs that we operate, the homes that we build. We do nothing but want to bring dignity to people with intellectual developmental disabilities, brain injuries, and people that need these type of services. So it's been a wonderful, as I said, 26 years. And I'm kind of sad that it might be coming to an end.
It's been such a wonderful partnership between the Moose Sox and the Seven Hills Foundation the last few years as well.
Cannot speak more highly of this organization. This thing has been a jewel for the city of Worcester and the area, and not just for Seven Hills Foundation, and just about every other nonprofit organization that has interacted with the Moose Sox have had great benefit by it. They are there for us every single time we call them. You know, whether it's to participate in something we're having, whether it's, give us a basket for a raffle item, or anything, tickets, do a day like this where we highlight people with disabilities. And it goes on and on and on. And they've just been absolutely fantastic. And again, from a personal standpoint, I have another older brother. I'm the last of 6, by the way. I have a lot of older brothers who served in Vietnam. He did two tours in Vietnam. And he comes up here every year when they do the special dinner for veterans around Veterans Day.
That's right.
And he speaks so highly of it. He talks about the food and the recognition that they get and how much, and for somebody who served in Vietnam, when those guys came home, they didn't get the warmest of welcomes. So to have something like this now that the Worcester Red Sox do, it's been fantastic.
That's been something that was carried over from the Paw Sox days, and one of the great traditions that the Moose Sox have continued on, the Veterans Day dinners. And Bill Stock, as we wind things down with the runner in motion, throw down to second base is not going to be in time. Close play there at second. Jimenez with the stolen base, but with 2 outs in the inning, nearing the end of this frame. For those who may be watching that want to find out more, maybe want to volunteer their time, how can they get involved?
Go online, sevenhills.org. You want to reach out to us, go to the phone numbers are there, emails are there. Interested in working for us, there's sevenhills.org/careers. You know, I was about to say Richard Fitz was looking good.
Surrenders a 2-run home run here to R.J. Schreck to put Buffalo on top 2-0.
I'm glad I didn't. I would have jinxed them. Yeah. But yeah, no. And if there are groups out there that want to volunteer, we have volunteer opportunities. So, you know, anybody want to get involved with the organization, we're happy to talk to you. Trust me.
So R.J. Schreck extends his hitting streak to 6 games on his 5th home run with these Bisons. It comes on a changeup from Fitz as Toronto ropes it foul down the left field line. Joined by Bill Stock of the Seven Hills Foundation on Seven Hills Ability Day at the ballpark. We showed some folks throwing out a ceremonial first pitch before the game. Just wonderful to see everything going on with the organization of the ballpark today, and a beautiful day for it too.
Oh, this is a fantastic day. I think this is the first time in 3 years we've not had rain.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
really?
We've kind of been a bad luck charm, so to speak, with regards to the weather.
Well, you're the good luck charm today, bringing the good weather.
Yes,
that's all that matters.
A few years ago, I threw out the first pitch for us, and it was a beautiful evening like this, and we were went out and threw the first pitch. I turned. I remember looking over, seeing the crew with the tarp about to go on. I'm like, what the heck? It's sunny. I turned around, looked out west, complete blackness. And when that thing hit, that was the end of the evening.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of that over the last 4+ years, but by and large on this homestand, had the rain out last Thursday, but other than that, it's been outstanding weather.
And this ballpark is tremendous to come to.
2-2 on Toronto, who struck out his first time.
Well, it's a Saturday too. I mean, if you were here 4 weeks ago, we probably would have had rain.
That's very true.
Right? What was it, 13 straight Saturdays?
Yes, it was.
Unlucky 13.
Yeah, no, the weekends weren't doing too well back then, because I know I was missing golf outings.
Well, you'll be able to make up for it at the end of the year, right?
Oh,
Going
yeah.
into 2026. Payoff pitch. Toronto fouls it off.
Yeah, we have a Seven Hills Foundation is extremely fortunate. And another relationship we have is with Worcester Country Club. Worcester Country Club, and we're celebrating our 50th year of holding the annual Laurie LaJoy Charity Golf Tournament. And it's not, what makes it really special is it's actually a tournament that the country club operates and puts on. It was started years ago by a member, and it's always been a members tournament. It's raised over $9 million in the 50 years we've been doing it. And I've already started looking at the 10-day forecast, you know, because you know, it's a big day. We have 250 golfers. You get 200 and some odd people for dinner, auctions. It brings in a lot of money for us, and it's a big event. And you know, the members of the Worcester Country Club have been tremendous throughout the years for us. They've really been solid partners for us.
That's fantastic. Always great to connect with other different groups in the community to come together for such great causes like that. You know, Hendrik Pinyango, who doubled his last time, takes the ball down and away as this inning has started to sputter a bit on Richard Fitz.
Now, you're a big baseball fan, correct?
Love baseball.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's been a lot of fun to watch, not only what the Woo Sox have done here in this homestand, but the Red Sox have been playing particularly well.
Absolutely. If I can stay up at night, I'll watch the games from the West Coast.
There you go.
My ability these days to stay up too late is waning.
Yeah, 9:40 first pitch last night. It's an hour earlier tonight.
I was going to say 8:40 is better tonight, and
Yeah.
tomorrow's even better at 4:10. So, but yeah, no, I love baseball. It's a wonderful game. It's
And what's great about it, though, too, Bill, is the fact that obviously it's a baseball team that plays here, but what the Woo Sox have done is it's allowed the Seven Hills Foundation, the ball club, various other organizations to come together and connect.
yes, absolutely. You know, and then let me give a shout out, by the way, to PJ Barry, because we deal a lot with PJ here at the Woo Sox. He's phenomenal.
He's the best.
You know, I mean, I can text him, I can call him on his cell, I can email him. He's there all the time whenever we need something, and he does a wonderful job representing the Worcester Red Sox. They're very lucky to have him.
Up and away, runner goes, throw to second base, on the money and in time. Toronto thrown out by Zavala to end the inning. Bill Stock of the Seven Hills Foundation, thanks so much for coming up. Really
Thank you so much for
appreciate it.
having me. It was great. Thank
Our
you.
pleasure, Bill.
All right.
Time for today's alumni report presented by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. Red Sox dominate at Petco Park last night, 10-2 over the Padres. Willier Abreu going deep off his former teammate Nick Pivetta. How about Connor Wong? Great to see that performance from the Red Sox backstop, especially with Carlos Narvaez a bit banged up. Red Sox and the Padres, as we mentioned, with our guest, Bill Stock, in the top half of this inning. We'll go an hour earlier. San Diego, it's Lucas Giolito against Michael King. Really good pitching matchup.
About Walker Buehler and the start he turned in last night.
That was very encouraging. Bouncing ball over the mound. Rivera will throw out Nathan Hickey. And really, you look at the three guys that played some big roles: Buehler, Connor Wong, and Masataka Yoshida. Hey, Woo Sox fans, Crunch Fitness has 10 locations in the Boston area with miles of cardio, tons of heavy weights, innovative group fitness classes, and so much more. Visit crunch.com or stop by your local club today. Yoshida had a home run yesterday. We showed you the line for Wong. But those are three guys that have really struggled, and good to see them play some pivotal roles in the win last night.
Well, and you're right, too, about Wong, and, you know, we don't know exactly what's going on with Carlos Narvaez. The Red Sox signed Ali Sanchez.
Down the line, a fair ball off the bat of Sebi Zavala. Hits off the sidewall. Sebi digging for two, and he's in there standing. He's had a tremendous homestand. Sebi Zavala is now 9 for his last 25.
He's starting to turn it up a little bit. Sebi Zavala, our junior announcers, do such a great job. Having some fun with Ben DeCastro.
Zavala with his 9th double. And it's a double presented by Anna Maria College. Turn your passion into a profession. Lineup turns over for Nick Sogard. So first time through against Shane Bieber. He strikes out 2, doesn't walk anybody, and allows 2 hits. Sogard drills it to deep right field. Back pin Nyong'o at the wall, and it's off the wall. Zavala being waved around. Zavala's going to score on a wall ball double from Nick Sogard. The Woo Sox on the board here in the 3rd.
Well, another one that I thought would have a chance to get out of here. 96 off the bat. Nick Sogard starting to heat up. 2 for 2. Again, came into play today during this homestand, batting .394 over these last 2 weeks, and 2 for 2 here against Shane Bieber. Challenge accepted.
That is Nick Sogard's 21st double of the season. He's been piling up the 2-baggers of late. Now the password cuts and misses. Boy, you'd love to see Nick Sogard heating up. The homestand he has had, we told you, I think .394 in the homestand coming in. Rolled near the middle. Rivera throws out the password. Sogard goes to 3rd on the play. 2 down here in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's great to see him get hot, and you can't help but think too that he's probably seeing more pitches to hit now based on the guy that's batting behind him, because the way that Jostinson Garcia is going right now, you know where he is in the lineup. And Sogard's done a great job taking advantage. He walked 8 times against the Iron Pigs last week.
So Nick Sogard now has a total of 6 doubles over his last 11 games. He's the tying run at third. Down and away with a slider. 1-1 on Christian Campbell. Mentioned yesterday that Chad Tracy told us that Campbell has checked awful lot of boxes since his option to AAA. As he hits this one towards right center field, Trek is back and Trek tracks it down. A tremendous play by the Bisons center fielder to rob extra bases from Christian Campbell and save a run from scoring and to protect a 1-run lead for the Bisons.
Hey folks, enjoying the duck boat out in left center field, and we're joined by Dominic Mercurio, the director of the Worcester Public Market.
Public Market. What's going on, Worcester?
The Worcester Public Market.
The Worcester Public Market.
You got that down pretty good.
Are you kidding me? I grew up in a tree decker. Of course I got it down good.
Well, for a California guy, it's
You're from
nice to hear
California?
some New England accents. Absolutely.
What part of California?
The Bay Area.
Oh,
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's right.
I went up there a few years ago on a wine trip to do a TV program with none other than Mario Andretti.
Really?
Did you know he has a vineyard in Napa?
Everyone's got a
Yeah.
vineyard in
That's
Napa,
true.
it seems
That's
like,
true.
who's got a little bit of money. Strike
Yeah.
one to Johendrick Pinyango. How was his wine?
His wines are unbelievable. He doesn't make the wine, but he does have a great winemaker. And guy's Italian, and he pioneered something called Sauvignon Blanc, which a lot of people know.
Ah.
Yeah.
But he pioneered it in California. It's a whole different taste in California. You know, when you're in California, the wines are bigger and fruitier. You know, Sauvignon Blanc is made famous down in New Zealand. It's really grassy and citrusy. But California, big fruit. Look at that. Line drive right up the middle.
That's Johendrick Pinyango with a leadoff single. As the Bisons look to answer the two-spot or the run for the Woo Sox in the bottom of the third. All right, so Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Mercurio, you're here to talk about not just the Worcester Public Market and wine, but the original Italian
The original
festival.
Italian
Tell me about
festival. I call it the Italian Festival. We've been doing it for a million years. It's great. It's just everything Italian. When it comes to food and entertainment, great Italian music, great Italian food, and everybody from everybody from Worcester is involved. All the famous Italian restaurants and purveyors. We've got the Boulevard Diner, which is a Worcester landmark in and of itself. They'll be in there with pasta, meatballs, sausage, eggplant, you name it, all Italian stuff.
Might see J.P. Ricciardi make an appearance. I
I think there's a good chance.
would imagine.
We need to get him
Worcester's
down there.
own?
Anybody with a vowel should be there at the end of their name. Anybody.
And so when is the original
Going to
Italian
be
festival?
next Thursday, the 14th. It runs
Okay.
4 days. 14, 15, 16, and 17, from Thursday to Sunday. It's a funny thing about Worcester, Alex. You know, we don't say Sunday. We say Sunday. Monday, Sunday,
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Yeah.
That's something we talked about.
But
that a few
Thursday is
weeks
always
ago.
Thursday.
Thursday's always
it's not
Thursday.
Thursday.
That's
It's
very
just
true.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But Thursday is some oddly Thursday. I don't know what. That's a foul ball. There's a guy. His name is Chris. Chris Belcito. Yeah, he's affectionately known around here as Bubba. He's from Bubba's Eats. If you've ever had an egg roll, which most people have had, I'd wager my house that you haven't had an Italian egg roll. This guy makes Italian egg rolls. They have what he calls gravy, and that's a big controversy in and of
Oh,
itself.
yes.
Gravy versus sauce. It's the same thing. Some Italians call it gravy, some call it sauce. Just do it right.
It's a good changeup by Richard Fitz to dispose of Brandon Valenzuela for the second time. 6 strikeouts for Richard Fitz. Now, that there is a misconception you were telling us as you came into the booth.
Wow.
The original Italian festival is
Yeah.
not at the Worcester Public Market. So where is it?
No, it's going to be at Our Lady Mount Carmel in Loretto Parish, which is right on Massasoit Road, 33 Massasoit Road, real easy to get to. It's a big yellow brick church right in the middle of just a bunch of houses. You know, it's just kind of what doesn't belong here kind of a thing. It's easy to find. Great parking, free. That's a word we all love in Worcester, free. And that helps. But $2 to get in. The $2 chuck. You come on in, you have anything you want. And Italian egg rolls, hand-cut fries, calamari. Some of our Worcester folk call it calamad, which is wrong. Very, very wrong. But we call it calamari. Italian grinders, tripe. Did you guys ever have tripe?
No.
Jim, you ever have tripe?
No.
Do you know what tripe is?
No, I do not.
I have had tripe.
It is the smelliest thing in the world when they're making it. But
Huh.
when you taste it, it's great. It's basically cow stomach or sheep stomach. It's the lining of the stomach.
No kidding.
Yeah. And
Wow.
it, it's kind of an earthy, light flavor. Tastes like liver, which I hate too. But here's the thing about tripe. People, Italian Americans, love it. They go nuts over it. I do not. I like chicken parm, which is a cop-out.
Yeah, now that's up my alley.
Yeah, me too. And they have something called, apropos of the game today, chicken parm sliders at this event too. They're little ones you can walk around with. They just have 2 or 3 of them, juggle them if you want. And the entertainment's unbelievable too. We got great Italian bands. We got a great orchestra called Ambrosiani coming from Boston.
Oh.
Yeah, they're unbelievable. They're on Saturday. Decades by Design, they're another biggie. Boombox, very famous. They cover all the rock classics. Decades is great. They do all the Motown stuff, all the stuff like the Temptations.
Now what?
That went over your head. Look
Now
at that.
what are we talking about for adults and for kids? I would assume that there are some adult beverages that could
Yeah.
be consumed as well.
There's a lot of beer. There's a lot of beer and Italian wines, and that helps a lot too. Takes the edge off. Atlas Distributing is great, and a lot of folks around here know Atlas because if you've ever bought, a Corona, a Sam Adams, a Heineken in a store, it comes from Atlas Distributors. They're a partner of ours. So they provide all the beers, all the kegs, and we have a great Italian company called Rudy & Son Wine Importers. They're right from Italy, and they import stuff from Abruzzo, Italy, Central Italy, Northern Italy. So all the great Italian wines are there too. So there's no excuse. When you show up, you're going to have a good time. First, you need a little bit of beer and wine.
Exactly. That's how every good day
Yeah.
starts, or every good night starts, I should say.
Exactly. That's the thing about Italy. They are drinking wine all day long because it's just part of their diet. You go over there and you drink wine. That's what you do, and beer too.
Yeah.
Yep. Bird's Nest will be there too.
Now, we don't have to worry about weather at
It's
this
looking
event
good.
either, right?
It's looking
but
good.
even if it did rain,
Yeah.
you've got a tent.
Huge tent. Us Italians, what we do when we're praying for weather is we put out a rosary, and being Roman Catholics, we put out a rosary and we get good weather usually. If you go to an Italian wedding, it always starts with a rosary hanging outside somebody's house. That way the weather's good. Arancini will be on, mozzarella sticks.
Ooh.
Arancini,
You're making me
like
hungry.
Yeah,
a
no kidding.
baseball-sized rice ball
Wow.
with Romano cheese and usually ground up meat. Fantastic. The Bird's Nest does that
Very
for us.
hungry now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we ate like an hour ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable. You can't miss. If you just want a few beverages too, we do we got homemade lemonade, a bunch of others. At the Worcester Public Market, there's a place called Breeze Sweet Treats. Breeze
right.
is all homemade, huge peanut butter cups. If you've ever seen one, they're as big as your head, Jim. And it'll ruin Reese's for you. You'll never have another Reese's again.
And we're talking every course.
Every course, I'm telling you. I bring a Reese's home for my wife, she throws me out. That's because I brought home Breeze one day. Ruined it for her.
Well, it sounds like it's one of those deals where like you need to clear your stomach and you can't eat for like 24 hours
no.
in advance.
You need to prepare, Jim, for this. You need to, like 3 days lead time.
3 days.
Oh
okay.
yeah, this is just big preparation for this. You need to not eat, you need to not drink, you need to do yoga or some type of
Meditation.
some type of meditation. When you get to this event, you're never going to want to leave.
That's why you walk around all the different stalls. I mean, it helps
Oh,
you
yeah.
kind of work through the food,
And you've
so
got
that
to
way you
pace
can eat
yourself.
more.
You
Yeah.
got to pace yourself. You got to
Yeah.
block off a section and say, tonight I'm not going to get too greedy. I'm going to do these 3 food vendors, and then I'll come back tomorrow night because you just won't be able to make it through. There's ambulances in case.
This is only $2. That blows my mind.
I don't even know what the point is. It's $2. It's almost like a little donation for the church, something like that. I said, why $2? Why not nothing, or $3 or $5? It's like, yeah, $2. Keeps everybody honest, I guess. But it's nice. And I love the music. You guys will not believe the music. You can't even, the place bursts when we get great bands up there too. Got a guy named Jim Guini on Sunday. If you like the old Italian songs, that's what he does. It's 5 or 6 different bands. But I tell you, Boombox is great. Decades by Design packs them in. They'll be there on Saturday night along with, like I said, Ambrosiani. But Ambrosiani, they're real Italian. real Italian from Italy, and they do a great job.
So what time each day are people welcome to start coming, and how late into the night do you go?
5 o'clock Thursday and Friday. Just come in 5 o'clock to around 10 o'clock. We'll throw you out. I mean, you can leave at about 11 o'clock. But, you know, Friday is Saturday night is a great night. You get there at 12 o'clock noon, and you be there until 10, 11 o'clock at night. Sunday, we wrap it up about 6 p.m., but you get there at 12 noon. This is an event where everybody works so hard. It's like a lot of volunteers, and it's for me, it's a lot of fun because I get to call everybody and beg them for help, and they go, well, for you, Dom, I'll come handle the parking detail for a couple hours, 2-3 hours.
2-3 hours.
2-3 hours, you know. But when you get there, it's so much fun. There's a lot of great music. The people are yelling and screaming at each other that work there. Everybody's in a red shirt yelling and screaming at each other. It's kind of like a cultural, almost like a sociology lesson, you know? You want to see how Italian Americans act when they're around each other, you come to this event. It's not violent. it's just a lot of yelling and screaming. And people say, how come Italians yell and scream so much? It's because they got to talk over each other because nobody yields. You know, will the gentleman from Sutton yield his 5 minutes, you know, if you're at the State House or something, and they don't talk like that. They just scream over each other. You've got a pretty good job right there, Alex. I mean, you're keeping track of everything that happens in here. That looks like hieroglyphics to me. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Dom marveling at my scorebook here. I'd color code it a little bit.
I like that. The
You know?
blue and the red is very American.
Now, what do you
That's
think of mine, Dom? I mean, I've got some colors on mine too. Don't you like
Oh,
it?
no, Jim, you have highlighter.
Yeah, I have multiple highlighters with my book.
You got
Yeah.
bright. You
Gotta
got
show the
bright
audience
yellow.
Here. I got multiple different colors on this thing. Crazy.
I love that. And you got a little purple in there too.
Yeah.
You guys have to be experts at this. There's the diamond. I'll tell you, this
You gotta
takes a
keep
while
score,
to
Dom?
learn. I can count to 10. That's as far as I can go. And I can't even count backwards from 10. No way. You guys must love being in Worcester, huh?
Oh, it's
really?
great. I mean, how great is this?
You know, it's the second largest city in New England. And this neighborhood, the Canal District,
Richard Fitz strikes out Rivera, leaves runners at first and time to take a look into the Woocher, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. Nathaniel Uten keeps it going, extending his on-base streak as Vaughn Grissom's going to give himself up here for out number 1 against Shane Bieber. 18 games the on-base streak for Nathaniel Uten. Nate Eaton's coming up, and Natalie Norrie has more on him.
Well, there was a youth clinic here this morning, Alex, where children can come and play with a few members of the Woo Sox. One of the kids there was Rowan Canavan, the son of our director of Woo Sox Productions, John. And Rowan had told the staff his favorite player was Nate Eaton. And Nate heard about that. And as they were signing autographs later, he specifically brought out a bat for Rowan because he said that was a full circle moment for me. You know, I grew up watching my 2 older brothers play. It makes you think of the little moments when it wasn't your job to play. You just played it because you loved it. So that reminded me at this point in time to just keep playing that little kid's game. And he didn't even know Rowan was John's son, but the words from Rowan meant so much to Nate that he wanted to make the day extra special for him. So it's incredible to see how much we can constantly learn from children, but how sweet is that, huh? The bat is half the size of Rowan.
Oh my gosh, I mean, that's what you love about baseball right there. We talked so much about community over the last couple of innings, and that's a good anecdote to exactly what a baseball team can mean to a community, and especially the kids that look up to these guys.
Oh, no question about it. Speaks to the community, the connection with baseball and family as well.
Eaton fouls this one left side, 2-2. Cool moment for Nate Eaton, I'm sure, and I'm sure John's son is not going to forget that for a very long time, too. I mean, you create lasting memories that way. 2-2 from Bieber. Eaton again stays alive. Nate grounded to short in the second. 2-1 Buffalo here in the 4th. All 3 runs coming in that 3rd inning. Woo Sox got an RBI double from Nick Sogard. Eaton's had a good homestand as well. 302, 7 RBIs. He's homered twice. And here he strikes out. Third K for Bieber. If not for Joe Stinson Garcia, we might be talking a lot more about what Nate Eaton has done this week.
Yeah, no kidding. This is a really good pitch. Not too many people have done that to Nate Eaton on this homestand, or frankly all season long, but going up against a very talented big leaguer.
Mikey Romero takes strike one. As Jim mentioned, Tommy John came in April 2024 for Bieber. 62 pitches in his first AAA start this year. Chop left side and foul. As he works his way back to the big leagues. Romero a strikeout victim in the second. Now 5 for 27 at AAA. And he's going to strike out again. A knuckle curve from Shane Bieber. And he sits the Woo Sox down in order with a pair of strikeouts as we go to the fifth. The Woo Sox Foundation focuses on education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Support the Woo Sox Foundation by taking part in the 50/50 raffle. Scan the QR code on your screen to participate, as we are coming up on the end of 2 weeks of this raffle, and that jackpot up over $16,600. A big jackpot coming up after tomorrow's game. Again, you can scan that QR code to participate. Here is Brennan Bernardino. He's the new pitcher for the Woo Sox. Pitching change brought to you by Shaw's, the official grocery partner of the Worcester Red Sox, and he gets the top of the Bisons lineup, starting with Jonathan Clase. Making his second appearance with the Woo Sox this year is the lefty. 1-1 to Clase, who has singled and stolen a base and struck out. One of 8 strikeouts for Richard Fitz. So you get a look at the numbers in the big leagues for Bernardino. A workhorse for the Red Sox. Pretty good across the board. ERA just north of 3. There's a good pitch, a changeup on the inside corner to Clase.
He was arguably their most dependable reliever behind Aroldis Chapman in the first 2-3 months of the season.
That just missed a little bit low.
You go back to the month of May, though, Alex. Boy, he got overworked. Double-digit appearances. And I think started to show some fatigue.
Clase in the air, left center, long run for Nate Eaton, but he's going to get there gliding in the alley to make the catch. He had a really good July, Bernardino did, before landing on the injured list with left elbow soreness. Made his 2025 Woo Sox debut back on Wednesday with a scoreless 7th inning. Oh, pardon me, allowed a run in the 7th inning on 2 hits. A bases loaded hit by pitch. Could have been a lot worse. With a run in, had the bases loaded, nobody out, and then he struck out the side. Jimenez, Palmigiani, and RJ Schreck. And he faces Jimenez here. 1 for 2. Did he go? Yes. On appeal.
Well, the thing, Alex, that Alex Cora loves to say is, yeah, it certainly looked like he offered at it, is that he's going to be a part of this. You hear that all the time when a guy gets optioned to AAA. And he most certainly is going to be a part of the Red Sox bullpen at some point. The question is when. A bit of a logjam right now when it comes to lefties in their bullpen after the acquisition of Steven Matz, and Chris Murphy's throwing the ball very well. So time will tell.
Jimenez will serve this one into left field for a base hit. Well, he certainly has the trust, right, of Alex Cora. You don't get 47 appearances in 108 games to start the season without the trust of your manager. So it's a guy the Red Sox have a lot of faith in. And it speaks to Chad Tracy's point from earlier this week, how deep the depth is with this pitching staff, both at the big league level and here in AAA right now. RJ Schreck takes ball 1.
Trace told us the other day that this is the deepest this pitching staff has been, as we've got a challenge here issued by Shrek.
This is a challenge by Sebi Zavala, and it's a challenge he's going to win. So the Woo Sox 1 for 1 on challenges today.
But how about the comment Trace made, though, Alex? He said this is the deepest this pitching staff has been in my 4 years as the manager of this team.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
There really does not seem to be a weak link. I mean, you look at who pitched in last night's game for the Woo Sox following Connolly early. Nick Birdie and Zach Kelly, 2 40-man guys, and then Alex Hoppe. Shrek in the air to left. Nate Eaton waiting for it to come down, 2 away. They've got the starting rotation. I mean, it's exciting to come to the ballpark every day to see a guy who you think will play a pretty big role in the Red Sox very near future.
And it gets even better tomorrow when we see Peyton Tolley make his AAA debut.
That's right.
There's obviously a lot of chatter about him potentially being a bullpen option for the Red Sox down the stretch. And you're hearing the same type of thing with a guy like David Sandlin, who we may see today pitch again in relief for the second time. So very exciting times to be following the Red Sox organization.
Riley Terada, who has had a lot of success against the Woo Sox this year, down to the count 0-2. And Chad Tracy mentioned maybe next week getting Sandlin into some 1-inning appearances. Did not mention anything about the pitch count, potentially maybe around 5 innings, but nothing set in stone for Peyton Tolley tomorrow in his AAA debut. 1-2 to Terada. He has struck out and walked. 8 Ks, by the way, for Richard Fitz. Did walk to a lot of 3-ball counts. Allowed 2 runs on the homer by Shrek in the 3rd. Terada takes a little bit low. 8 strikeouts, a season high at either level for Richard Fitz. Two and 2 to Riley Terada. Pops this one up foul. Lazaro Estrada is scheduled to oppose Peyton Tolley tomorrow. A 105 start on Nesson Plus in the series and homestand finale. Woo Sox with the 8 strikeouts from Fitz today, adding on to a league leading total in Ks since July 1st. This pitch just missed.
Yeah, not a bad spot to miss.
Jimenez on the move on this 3-2, and it is ball 4. That keeps the inning going. A walk by Bernardino. 3rd walk issued by Worcester pitching. And now he's got to deal with Pinango, a left-handed hitter, but he is 2 for 2. So those 298 strikeouts, that's including Fitz's 8 Ks today. Since July 1st, 31 games. The Woo Sox are tops in the league in strikeouts. They've gotten tremendous starting pitching recently, as Bernardino delivers strike 1 to Pinango. Two on, 2 out. Pinango has doubled and singled today. Slider from Bernardino misses. During that same stretch since July 1st, the Woo Sox ERA is 4.69. That's in the top half of the International League. 3-1 now to Pinango. Bernardino, this will be pitch number 24 in the inning. And it's a strike right through there on the inner half. So another full count. Jimenez from second, Tirada from first. They'll be on the move. 2-1 Buffalo. And the payoff is outside. He walked him. Back-to-back walks issued by the Woo Sox lefty. Bases are loaded. And out comes Dan DeLucia.
Well, we saw this at times with Bernardino, especially at the beginning of June. And then that command really started to hone that back in through July, but command issues reared their ugly head again and towards the tail end of July. The misses have not been by much. This one was certainly wide of the zone, but you go back to that wonky issue to Tirada. His last few pitches were awfully close, surrounding the strike zone, but now he's got himself in a bit of a pickle.
Well, the Tri-City Chili Peppers are bringing glow-in-the-dark baseball to Polar Park as part of their Cosmic Takeover Tour. You can enjoy an electric new take on America's favorite pastime here at Polar Park on August 15th and the 16th at 7:30. Tickets available at polarpark.com/events. Strike one to Brandon Valenzuela from Bernardino. To your point, Jim, when he's gotten in trouble, it's been because of free passes. I mean, opponents in the big leagues batting just .205 against him. 0-2 now to Valenzuela, and 4 of the 15 runs he allowed with the Red Sox, earned runs, came in one appearance against the Blue Jays on June 27th at Fenway Park when he walked 4. 5 if you include an intentional walk. 0-2, nowhere to put Valenzuela. And Bernardino, check swing, no on appeal.
I think that's the correct call by Tyler Jones.
Relatively easy call for the crew chief. Big spot in this game. And Valenzuela pops it up, out of play. K twice against Richard Fitz, both coming as a left-handed hitter. As Jim mentioned, coming over from the San Diego organization, spent first 90 games of the year with the AA Missions, and here he strikes out on a changeup, and Bernardino gets out of it. He leaves the bases loaded and keeps the Woo Sox deficit at just 1 run as we go to the bottom of the 5th. All right, fans, coming up tomorrow, your chance to get a Roman Anthony replica jersey here at Polar Park. First 5,000 fans coming through the gates for the series and homestand finale tomorrow, which Jim Kane is so graciously modeling.
You know, I would do a jersey swap with you, but Alex stole his. So we may have to, you know, incarcerate him and make sure that we get it back,
you know, by hook or by
to
crook,
get to all of you.
By hook or by crook, I've got to get my Roman Anthony replica jersey. And you can if you're one of the first 5,000s here tomorrow for a 105 first pitch at Polar Park. Great job, Jim.
Thanks, man.
Terrific model. Trace Thompson leading off against Shane Bieber, who really has not surrendered much hard contact. 2 hits by Sogard, 1 by Zavala. Sogard with an RBI double. Woo Sox trail 2-1. Trace Thompson now down to the count 1-2. Strikeout swinging in the 2nd inning for Trace, one of 4 strikeout victims for Bieber. Thompson stays alive. Bieber coming over to the Blue Jays, as Jim mentioned, the deadline, and made his organizational debut at Salem Field against the Syracuse Mets. On the ground to third, Tirada across the diamond, 1 away.
Boy, this has been easy work for Shane Bieber today. I mean, everything's working for him. Get Thompson out in front here, but throwing that fastball for his strike. The slider has been incredible. The cutter, 10 of the 12 cutters he has thrown have been strikes. He's got some swing and miss on the knuckle curve and changeup too.
Nathan Hickey bounced out to short, goes after the first pitch, and is down to the count 0-1. Hickey 1 for 9 in the series. It's been a good year for Hickey here at AAA. Bieber's doing a lot of what we saw Aaron Nola do last week. Not overpowering velocity, but he is pitching on the fringes of the strike zone. He's changing speeds. Hickey to right. This ball hit well its way back, and it is off the top of the wall. No, it's gone. It's out of here. Tyler Jones signaling right away that Nathan Hickey snuck that one over the Worcester wall. And this game is tied at 2. That was a rocket. Home run number 13 for Hickey. Casey Candell can't believe it. This was very close.
Yeah, he gets a cutter here. Alex cleans it out. 107 off the bat. Let's see where this one ultimately lands. Yeah, I think it hits that navy blue railing above the light blue line. That is a home run. Another look at it. It's very close. Hard to tell from that angle.
Very tough to tell.
I do think it hit that navy railing at the top of the wall.
So it's home run number 13 for Hickey. And the Woo Sox have tied this game at 2 here in the 5th. But the way Hickey reacted, it looked like he thought it was in play, but Tyler Jones, the crew chief, was all over it. 0-2 now to Sebi Zavala, who doubled and scored in the 3rd. Well, that was some loud contact.
I'd say.
Fourth hit for the Woo Sox. 3 of them have been for extra bases. One and 2 now to Zavala. 2-2 to Zavala. During this homestand for Worcester, Woo Sox have coming into play today hit 12 home runs. So that was number 13 through 11 games on this 2-week homestand. Zavala down on strikes. Let's take another look at this, Jim. See if we can decipher exactly where it hit. Again, that railing is a home run. I think you're right. I think it hit that railing, and Tyler Jones certainly did too.
Again, it has to clear that light blue line for it to be a home run. Now, we've had a couple of close calls on home runs near that video board. Remember one a few weeks ago that sort of hit that space between the video board and the top of the wall.
That's right. We had one in St. Paul as well. That was a close call on top of a video board in a similar spot up against the right field wall. It's Nick Sogard who's 2 for 2. And takes strike 1. Either way, it's a home run for Hickey and a tie game. 2-1 to Sogard. Pitch count still very manageable for Bieber. Well, he's at a season high now of 63. Make it 64. That was his 64th pitch. Again, 62 in his last start. And now he's behind the count 3-1 to Nick Sogard. Trying to keep the inning going for the password. Sogard takes a little bit high, but Valenzuela wants to challenge from behind home plate. If he's wrong, it's ball 4. And we'll see the password hit here against Bieber with 2 outs, and he is just barely wrong. Wow. That's about as close as we've seen.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? That's absurd. Wow.
I was talking to Kyle Harrison yesterday, and he mentioned I've thrown a number of pitches here in AAA that would be called strikes in the big leagues. There's been a piece on Baseball America, and kind of word is out that the zone is smaller here in AAA because of the ABS system than in the major leagues. Joe Stinson Garcia to center. This one hit well, but it'll stay in the ballpark for R.J. Schreck, who makes the catch. Another well hit ball by Garcia, but Hickey ties this game at 2 with a home run just sneaking over the. Today's Woo Sox Rewards promo code of the game is HILLS. You must spell it correctly, but the word is not case sensitive. Enter this code to earn points that you can redeem for concessions items, experiences with players, and many more prizes. If you aren't yet a member of the Woo Sox Rewards Fan Loyalty Program presented by Verizon, sign up for free and download the mobile app at WooSoxRewards.com. David Sandlin takes over for the Woo Sox here in the top of the 6th and gets a swing and a miss on a fastball from Phil Clark. Sandlin, the 3rd pitcher of the day. This pitching change presented by Shaw's, the official grocery partner of the Worcester Red Sox. Get the bottom 3rd of the Bisons lineup. Clark, Nunez, and Rivera. Fitz 8 strikeouts over 4 innings. Bernardino stranded the bases loaded in a scoreless 5th. And now David Sandlin ahead of Phil Clark, 1-2. Second relief appearance at AAA for Sandlin. Inning in a 3rd on Wednesday. As Clark stays alive. Look out over there in the Bison's dugout. He's picked up the win in each of his first 2 AAA appearances. A start a week ago yesterday in game 2 of a doubleheader against the Iron Pigs. And then on Wednesday against the Bisons. 1-2 is fouled off by Clark.
I think this whole David Sandlin thing is fascinating. I mean, he gets called up, makes 1 start, and now we've got the bullpen experiment. I mean, that just goes to tell you everything you need to know about the way the Red Sox think about David Sandlin right now.
Clark pops this one up. Shallow left, a long run, and Nate Eaton comes out of nowhere and makes a sliding catch. Fantastic play by Eaton. You stick him out in the field, anywhere he is, he'll make something happen.
Does not matter where Nate Eaton plays, he'll go get it. And this is a lot tougher than it looks, because he's got Mikey Romero coming out at him, so he has to dodge Romero. I mean, that is just, that's spectacular. And again, it's a lot harder than it looks, and it looks awfully hard because he covers a ton of ground and has to go into a slide.
Well, it's not like he plays left field here at Polar Park every day. Rainer Nunez in the air to right. Garcia in front of the wall, makes the catch. I mean, if you play left field every day at a certain ballpark, you know exactly how many steps you have to get to that side wall. But he's played all over the field. He's made spectacular. How about the play he made at shortstop yesterday from deep in the hole?
Oh my goodness, that was phenomenal. You just look at this series alone, starting with Tuesday. He's played left, 3rd, center, short, now back in left.
Josh Rivera with 2 outs and the base is empty. Sandlin looking for a quick 6th inning. Such an invaluable piece of this team because he can play everywhere and he's productive at the plate. I've heard people talk about the Yankees, and the reason at times they've struggled is because they just do not have very much versatility.
I mean, he does a little bit of everything. The speed, the arm, he's got pop.
Rivera taps this one foul.
You know, J.P. Ricciardi mentioned this on the broadcast last night, Alex, that he feels that when it comes time for the September call-ups, now it's not what it used to be. Only 2 extra players are added to the active roster, but that'd be a great guy to have down the stretch as someone who can come in as a defensive replacement or steal a base.
Rivera swings and misses, and With the help of his defense, David Sandlin breezes through a 1-2-3-6.
Welcome back to Polar Park. Bottom of the 6th inning here, and Christian Campbell came up with an idea that he had circled on his calendar for quite some time. He had a camp that he held in Framingham last week for kids ages 6 through 13 to come in. He said he had about 80 kids sign up for this camp. He said it was just, to play a little baseball, a little wiffle ball. The main idea was to introduce them to it, tell them mostly, though, to be a good teammate, have fun, listen to your parents, and be as coachable as possible. He said it was just great getting to play with them, talk about what his career is like. He said it reminds him of when he was little, saying, I used to be one of those kids. My parents tried to get me in all those kinds of camps, and it was just great helping inspire the next generation. So he loved getting to do something like that. You see the pictures, how much the kids love him. Certainly a great thing to see him get out in the community and give back.
Thank you, Natalie. That is great stuff. Nate Eaton with the youngsters and Christian Campbell as well. He is such a pleasure to talk to, be around. Very mild-mannered dude, and so great to see him give back to the community like that. 1-1 to Campbell. Hot shot foul, third base side.
I think people on the outside would say, well, he's had a season that he probably didn't expect to have, being optioned. Still has a lot of supporters. Signs the contract extension, wins Rookie of the Month, and he gets optioned after struggling mightily. But I think a chance for him to escape some of those things that happen at the ballpark and on the field, and to be able to give back to the community and inspire some youngsters, certainly very rewarding.
1-2 from Bieber. Campbell is 0 for 2 today. He's got a 17-game on-base streak coming into play. It's still just his second full year of professional baseball. He, of course, burst onto the scene a season ago as the minor league player of the year. Began the year in the big leagues. 3-2 now to Campbell. He'll be followed by Grissom and Nate Eaton. And he swings and misses. Breaking ball from Bieber. That's that trademark slider. He's got his 6th strikeout.
Yeah, that pitch has been devastating today. It's made a lot of Woo Sox hitters take swings like that.
That's been the moneymaker throughout the career for Shane Bieber. That slider devastating in his time with Cleveland. Vaughn Grissom stands in. He's 0 for 2. Woo Sox tying this game in the 5th inning on the solo shot by Hickey. 1-1 to Grissom, who, boy, after a tremendous month of July, has cooled off a little bit. 4 for his last 28 now. Just gets a piece of this slider. Shane Bieber just turned 30 a couple of months ago. I think based on what we've seen here today, and again, not relying on too much velocity, he's still got a lot of good years left in him.
He's only 30 years old.
Right.
I think a lot of people lose sight of that because he's missed so much time and had the setback earlier this year.
Grissom right back to him. And he will be the second out. He's got a player option, Bieber does, for next season. Just over 6 years of service time. And it looks like that's going to be it for Shane Bieber. So in his second start in the Blue Jays organization, Bieber goes 5 2/3, surrendered 4 hits. And he is going to give the baseball up, it appears, after a season high 78 pitches. Pitching change from Polar Park. Right-hander coming on. Back with more after this. Faces Nate Eaton with 2 outs and the base is empty in a 2-2 game and delivers strike 1. 3rd round pick by Toronto in 2018 out of high school in Texas. 0-2 to Eaton. Nate is 0 for 2. Made a tremendous catch in the top of this inning. That's going to be strike 3 called, and Eaton will not challenge. Close pitch. Kloffenstein paints the edge, and the Woo Sox go down in order in the 6th.
A look at the remainder of this, or I should say the upcoming homestand. I beg your pardon. It's the 18th through the 24th against the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Jam-packed action. Parents' night out on the 21st. That is the Woo Sox skipper, Chad Tracy. Pictured there. Korean Heritage Night. Make-A-Wish Day. Great Pollard Park Rider Series. Peter Gammons and Dan Shaughnessy will be in the building. And the Marcelo Meyer bobblehead giveaway presented by Agnelli Law Offices on the 24th. There are only 3 more homestands remaining, if you can believe that. And 37 games left in total. Jonathan Clase leading things off as we begin the 7th inning. Jim Kane, Alex Jensen, Natalie Norrie here with you. Woo Sox and the Bisons tied at 2. Top of the order. Clase cuts and misses. Second inning for Sandlin. He had a 1-2-3 inning. Couple of flyouts, and he punched out Josh Rivera with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. As Clase fouls this one back. Could round that up to 99. Clase had a leadoff single back in the first inning. He stole second base, got to third, but was stranded there. Up and away at 100 from Sandlin.
And we're seeing him kind of let it eat a little bit, right? In these shorter appearances, can kind of let it fly.
High fly ball to right. Garcia is back. He looks up, and this is off the wall. And Clase, he thought it was a home run. He's now going to second base. The throw is going to be late as it pops out of Grissom's glove. I don't know what in the world Jonathan Clase was looking at there. Started off at a home run trot, but because of his speed is able to get a double.
I mean, he was still trotting for at least a few steps after this ball hit off the wall. Only there did he realize, I mean, after Garcia was going after it, that the ball was still in play.
That's his 14th double. Go ahead run in scoring position for Andres Jimenez.
Another ball to right field. I thought off the bat was gone.
Had a few of those today. Not much wind. Temperatures in the 80s. A perfect summer Saturday in the heart of the Commonwealth. An excellent crowd yet again for the penultimate game of this homestand. Woo Sox 7-3 so far in this 12-game homestand. 0-2 is lined to left and a base hit for Jimenez. Stopped at third is Clase. Back-to-back hits for the Bisons off Sandlin. Buffalo is in business.
As part of the maturation of a young pitcher. I mean, this is 98, but it is in the heart of the plate. And Jimenez is a big league hitter. Again, you look at where on these replays Sebi Zavala is set up and where the ball ends up, and that will tell you why some of these pitches are barreled the way they are.
Seems like Jimenez is starting to get his timing down. RJ Schreck takes a slider inside as the Woo Sox bring the infield in a tie ball game. Schreck has gone deep today. Bounces this foul first base side. Schreck is now 5 for 13 in the series. He's drawn 5 walks. The Vanderbilt products. Good season with these Bisons. Rope to right and a base hit. Class A scores. To second goes Jimenez. RBI knock for Shrek. And the Bisons back on top.
He's driven in all 3 today for Buffalo. Backdoor slider that ended up right down the middle. Again, it was down, so not a bad piece of hitting there by Shrek. And maybe Sebi wanted that a little bit closer to the outside corner to kind of backdoor it to the edge. It's part of the test of AAA here.
Little chopper left side. Romero gloves, throws to first and gets it there in time. Nice play by Romero to get Torada. Runners advance, but I think most importantly, finally an out for Sandlin.
As you mentioned, a nice play by Romero. But again, at this level in AAA, as you continue to move up the ladder, you can get away with less mistakes than you could at the level before. And so you go through some outings like this, some pitches like this, where maybe
a pop-up behind home plate. Zavala won't have a play.
maybe the slider's got good bite, good action. Maybe the fastball is at 98, but instead of on the black, it's in that middle third of home plate. And here you'll get burned on those more often than in Double-A, of course.
Guy in a Bruins t-shirt with the souvenir. Hockey season right around the corner. By the way, speaking of hockey, have you seen Happy Gilmore 2, by the way?
I have not. Not yet. Not yet.
Same here.
You know, it's one of those sequels. They're going to have a tough time living up to the expectations because of how great the first one was.
No doubt. 0-2. Upstairs, 98 on this fastball.
I mean, maybe the most iconic sports movie of all time. Maybe. Well, it's up there. Most popular.
It's in the running. Pinyango fouls off another.
Iconic's probably the wrong word. Popular would be more the correct word for an Adam Sandler film.
That's fair. Very quotable movie. Good battle put on here by Pinyango, who's been on all 3 times. He has doubled a ball that almost got out of here. Back in the second inning, hit off the top of the padded wall in right center. At least we think. And he singled into right field in the 4th. And then walked in the 5th. Another 1-2. In the dirt, knocked down by Zavala. 2-2. This game was started by Richard Fitz. He went the first 4 innings and struck out 8, but he threw 86 pitches. As you see Wyatt Old start to throw. Chad Tracy told us pregame expect 2 innings, 35 pitches for David Sandlin as Pinyango sprays this foul. He's having a heck of an at bat here against this right-hander. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat to Pinyango. Sandlin emptying the kitchen sink here. A pop-up, shallow center, Sogard out, Thompson coming on, and Thompson makes the play. Jimenez bluffs the tag on a strong throw in from Trace. And a massive second out recorded by Sandlin.
Huge second out. I mean, you want to keep this game obviously a 1 run where one swing of the bat can tie the contest. And Trace Thompson, he's got an accurate arm, a strong arm, and it's just not deep enough for Jimenez, who, let's keep in mind, is coming back from an ankle injury to try to tag and score.
2 on with 2 down. And Valenzuela grounds it sharply, but foul over by the Woo Sox dugout. So can David Sandlin limit the damage? The Bisons have regained the lead in this inning thanks to 3 consecutive hits to begin the frame. A double and 2 singles. Yeah, the dirt with this slider and taken for ball 1.
Yeah, innings like this where, David Sandlin's been hit off the barrel a couple of times. It really screams the importance of having a guy like Seby Zavala behind the plate. Being able to keep him calm. I know we talked to Chad Tracy about this yesterday with both Seby and Chadwick Tromp. And Chadwick Tromp saying before Connolly Early's first start, my goal today is to get him through his first AAA outing comfortably. Such a luxury for Chad Tracy to have here with this young and talented pitching staff.
Valenzuela skies it to center field. Thompson is back onto the track. Thompson at the wall, leaps, but he won't get it. It's gone. Or did he bring it back? Yes, he did. Are you kidding me? How did he do that? Still in awe of the catch made by Trace Thompson to end the top half of this inning. Look at this.
I mean, I don't know how he did this, Jim. Up against the shrubs. That's as good as it gets. Same reaction as Vaughn Grissom. I mean, he's had some highlight reel plays in his career, but you can't do it any better than that in center field. Timing the leap, scaling the wall. He brought that back. This should be a 6-2 game right now.
Wow. That was incredible. You're looking at the shrubs. You see the shrubs move, but that was Thompson's arm getting up in there and making the snag. I mean, that is as difficult as it gets. We've seen some outstanding defensive plays over the last 4+ years. I think of the Tate Matheny home run robbing catch and the Chris Sale start back in 2021. Nate Eaton made a phenomenal home run robbing catch a few weeks ago. And you can add this catch from Trace Thompson to that list as well.
We know that he's an outstanding defensive center fielder. And they're showing it on the video board. That is an unbelievable catch.
Talked a lot about Trace Thompson this week and what he's meant to this team off the field. And Natalie had the great report yesterday on his relationship with Roman Anthony as he fouls this one back. And you just wonder if he's been able to stay on the field consistently this season, what type of numbers he'd put up. But we still have 12 bombs and 40 ribbies, battling knee tendonitis. His back was acting up last week. Strikes out swinging here. He's just meant so much to this team.
And Chad Tracy, told us how much he gravitates toward guys that do it the right way. Said he's an old school baseball player. Everybody on this club looks up to him and the way he goes about his business day in and day out. And he has given us some highlight reel plays in the outfield. He's had some huge swing of the bats as well. But his impact, to your point, Jim, goes beyond what he's done between the lines.
And how about the magnitude of this play? Because if this ball lands over the fence, you're looking at a 6-2 game. Outside to Hickey, 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, if the Woo Sox win this game today, it'll be because of what Trace Thompson did in center field. That gives you a chance.
Nathan Hickey has homered today. A strike on the outside edge, and the count is full. The home run for Hickey was his 13th. Roped it out of here, just clearing the Worcester wall. Inside for ball 4. It's only the second walk handed out by Bisons pitching. Woo Sox have enjoyed their time at home these last few weeks, but really the last few months. 21-11 their last 32 games here at Pollard Park. They've hit very well at home as well. Trailing by a run late. They appeal, but no swing, says Tyler Jones, first base umpire.
Well, they've been good at home here, and we've had excellent crowds at Pollard Park. You always hear from managers and players when the crowds are big, you want to play well. Woo Sox have done that.
Yesterday's crowd, another sellout. It was the second largest crowd of the season, 8,485. And today looks like it could be another sellout. Excellent turnout today. Good day for Zavala at the dish. He doubled and scored back in the 3rd inning off Bieber. Inside for ball 4. And he's aboard for the second time. And the Woo Sox with something cooking with 2 outs here in the 7th.
All right, these are the type of situations that you really want to make the opposing pitcher pay for. Back-to-back 2-out walks to the 8 and 9 hitters, and you bring to the plate a guy who has 2 hits and has been on base 3 times today in Nick Sogard.
A single to left, RBI double off the Worcester wall, and a walk. In for a strike at 93. A check swing foul ball into the seats, 3rd base side, and it's 0-2.
You know, they always tell you leadoff walks, 2-out walks. Not exactly a pitcher's best friend. When they come back-to-back to the 8 and 9 hitters, you really put yourself behind the 8 ball.
The 0-2 in the dirt, and no advance for the base runners. Hickey remains at second. Zavala at first.
Yeah, Kloffenstein's had a really good changeup today. Kloffenstein, I think Nick Sogard can expect to see that pitch again in this at bat.
On the ground right side, Nunez flips to Kloffenstein covering for the out, and the Woo Sox strand a pair. We go to the 8th. Bisons on top 3-2. The spires of Union Station off in the distance in downtown Worcester. On a gorgeous day in the heart of the Commonwealth. Great day to be out on the playground beyond the batter's eye here at Pollard Park. Great day to be anywhere in this beautiful ballpark. Out in the Kraft Corner, or if you're Wyatt Olds, out on the mound. Pitching change presented by Shaw's, the official grocery partner of the Worcester Red Sox. 24th appearance for Wyatt Olds here at AAA. Phil Clark to lead it off. Outside for ball 1 from the right-hander, who replaces David Sandlin, who in his second AAA relief appearance goes 2 innings. He throws 36 pitches. And a 1-2-3 6th inning. Gave up 3 consecutive hits, producing a run in the 7th. But got bailed out by that outstanding home run robbing catch by Trace Thompson in center. And the ball struck very well by Brandon Valenzuela. And now Olds gets a swing and a miss out of Clark, and it's 2-1.
That's the cutter. Cutter's a new pitch for him, and it's really come a long way, it feels like, over the last couple of weeks.
Back-to-back scoreless appearances for Olds. On the inside corner with the sinker, and it's 2-2. We're talking to Chad Tracy about the cutter usage, not only with the Woo Sox, but throughout the organization. Clark leaves the slider down and in. He's worked it full and just pointed to the fact that there are a lot of guys up and down the system that feel very confident that they can land that pitch for a strike, which we've seen Olds do time and time again of late. Fouled back by Clark, and will do it again.
Well, so often on a pitching staff too, you know, these guys are talking, hey, how do you throw your cutter? What are you thinking when you release your slider? You know, you may go to a guy with a really good cutter and say, how are you holding it? What are you thinking? And that can kind of spread like wildfire. It doesn't work for everybody.
Another 3-2. Fouled back again.
But oftentimes that's kind of where these things can come from. So it can come from just playing, you know, diligently working with an catch player in the bullpen, or maybe it's a conversation with a teammate over dinner or in the clubhouse or on an off day.
Fouled off himself.
That's a good cutter right there, and on the hands of Phil Clark. He can do nothing with this pitch but either hit it foul or hit it weakly, or swing and miss, of course. That's perfectly executed because you have to respect the sinker that comes back to the plate.
Pitch number 9 of this battle is low and inside for ball 4. So heck of an at bat put on by Clark, and he earns a leadoff walk. Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here. Devontae Brown jogging over to first. So Casey Candell putting good speed on the base paths in a 1-run game here in the 8th. Brown has made a couple starts in his first week at AAA. Went 0 for 3 last night. Here's Rainer Nunez. Fastball fired in for a strike. Nunez 0 for 2. He flew to deep right his last time. And he's also worked a walk. No one offering. Nunez drills it to right. Garcia backpedaling, and he makes the play. One away here in the 8th.
Just got that in on him enough. And you see where Seby's ball is set up. He wanted that over the outer half. This one in close enough, crowded Nunez enough to keep it in the park.
One out, one on for Josh Rivera. A pop-up. First base line, Campbell going out, and Campbell makes the catch. Campbell drops it on the transfer, and Brown did not tag up. He has to go back to first. What an outstanding play by Christian Campbell with his back to home plate, making the catch.
Boy, we have been treated to some excellent defense today. This is not easy. I mean, he's sprinting away from home plate. You see both of his numbers there. It is very difficult to read the flight of the ball with your back to home plate. And he made that look easy. That's a great play by Christian Campbell.
For a guy who had never played first base in his life prior to this season. Now, we've talked a lot about Kyle Harrison and all the changes that he's had to endure since coming over from the Giants, but same can be said for Christian Campbell. You pointed out it's only his second professional season, making his 21st start at first base. Again, as he told us back in June, in his life. Signs the contract, the lofty expectations, everything going on. And for more on Campbell, let's go down to Natalie.
Well, I just wanted to bring up the point earlier. We were talking about that camp that he held last week. One of the things that he told the kids between ages 6 and 13 is make sure that you're a coachable athlete. And I think that's something that he's really channeled himself this year, as you mentioned. First year ever playing first. What an incredible play by him. And you can't talk about someone who's more coachable than him in that moment.
No question. They've thrown a lot at him. He's been very coachable, as Natalie said. It comes in every day with a great attitude and attacking first base and trying to get better at that position each and every day.
You know, we get here to the ballpark. Who's the one guy that's always out there?
Brown takes off. Chopper to first. That's gloved by Campbell. And that'll do it for the Bisons here in the 8th. Christian Campbell flashing some leather over. Fans having some fun on a Saturday here in the heart of the Common. Well, guy's got some moves. Those kiddos seeing themselves on the video board. Sweet Caroline here at Polder Park. Anthony Christian Campbell replica jersey behind home plates. This place, when it's packed on a warm summer day, nothing beats it. And nothing beats the password coming to the plate as he swings through a first pitch sinker. Bottom of the 8th inning, Woo Sox trailing by a run. Garcia cuts and misses again. He's down 0-2. Jim Kane, Alex Jensen, and Natalie Nori here with you. The penultimate game of this series and of this 12-game homestand. Woo Sox have played very well these last few weeks. They've won 7 of 10. The Passwords had a great homestand. Checks his swing on this sweeper that curls down and away.
He has chased a little bit over the last few games. That's what they're working with him on here at AAA, is staying in the zone. Chad Tracy, I mean, when he doesn't chase, it's really tough to get this guy out.
Yeah, and he might be a bit shaken up here. Was reaching down his right leg, but back in the batter's box. Check swing. He didn't offer, so the count is full.
He certainly did not. But now you got to come into him almost. I mean, you don't want to walk the tying run to start the 8th inning.
Inside for ball 4. So Garcia was down 0-2. He comes all the way back to work a walk. Now the Woo Sox have the tying run aboard to begin the 8th.
He's just such a presence. I mean, again, like we were talking about, you have to plan for where he is, and he's representing the tying run here. And in a 3-2 count, you know that you can't just lay one in there. You cannot work with the heart of the plate because he's got a chance to tie the game with one swing. So it ends up giving the Woo Sox a leadoff base runner to bring the go-ahead run to the plate.
And we saw Garcia steal his first base at AAA here last night. I wonder if he'll try to go at some point here with Christian Campbell batting. Campbell 0 for 3. Count on it missed. Pounded in with that sinker from Kloffenstein.
And it's a good sinker in under the hands.
Base runners have been few and far between for the Woo Sox today. They were stymied by the big league rehabber Shane Bieber, who was excellent over 5 2/3. And Kloffenstein has been on ever since. Came on and got the final out of the 6th. Put 2 on in the 7th, but stranded a pair. Campbell rolls it foul. Oh, look at that toss from Iggy Suarez into the stands.
He's done that a time or two.
In the dirt. Changeup taken by Campbell to make it 1-2.
It's a good take. Kloffenstein's had a good changeup. This guy's been really good for the Woo Sox. Would love to see him with the lead in the top of the 9th.
Speaking of good changeups, Moran has an excellent changeup. The 1-2. Breaking ball downstairs, 2-2.
Good take again, a close pitch. One that's tempting because it starts in the strike zone. I think a month ago, Campbell may have swung at that pitch with 2 strikes.
So Christian Campbell, just like Garcia, was down 0-2. He's worked it full. Garcia goes, strike 3 called, throw, gets into center field. Garcia gets up and gallops to third. He's in there standing. Boy, that could have been disastrous for the Woo Sox, but instead the tying run is now 90 feet away.
When you go on 3-2, oftentimes it's more of a run and hit, and if this is picked up by Jimenez, I mean, Garcia's dead meat, but instead it skips into center, and just like that, the Woo Sox have the tying run at third base with just 1 out here in the 8th inning.
And how about that? Guy who's won the Gold Glove at second base in the American League each of the last 3 years couldn't pick it cleanly. Now Vaughn Grissom, little tapper right side. Nunez looks the runner back, flips to Jimenez covering for the out. A 3-4 put out of Grissom. Garcia couldn't go anywhere, and what a play by Andres Jimenez to cover the bag.
Boy, I'll say, and then also for Rainer Nunez, that's an awkward angle to feed going to first base. The awareness by Jimenez to get over there and beat Grissom to the bag. And Garcia, I mean, you can't go on that play, obviously. It's just with the infield drawn in. You want to see something more towards the middle of the field. If it goes toward a corner, it's a much shorter throw.
Well, can Nate Eaton do it again? He's hit 2 go-ahead home runs in this series. Looking to, at the very least, tie the game. Rips it down the line. It's a foul ball. Game within inches, maybe a foot of tying this game.
That was a screamer. Almost went right through the password. Look out.
Oh, wow.
108 off the bat.
Eaton bounds it fouled over by Garcia again. 1-2.
If I'm Nate Eaton here, I mean, you know, Kloffenstein has not shown the ability to throw his breaking ball for a strike consistently. It's been mainly four seam, sinker, changeup. I think you're sitting on one of those 2 pitches here. Try and keep your hands back.
Is that going to be a block? Yes, it is, and the tying run will come in to score. Garcia down from third, and we've got a brand new ball game.
I'm not sure what happened here, but something in Kloffenstein's delivery didn't feel comfortable. I don't know what happened. I mean, he went back to behind the mound. That's a balk in every way. No argument, of course. Not sure. Maybe he felt something in his eye. I have no idea.
What a weird inning this has been.
Nice. No kidding.
Eaton pops it up. Left side. Terada in foul ground. Makes the catch. And the inning is over. But the Woo Sox tie it thanks to the block. And we are locked at 3 as we go to the 9th. Game recap. It's been an entertaining one, and at times it's been a bit unorthodox, but it was started by Richard Fitz. He fanned 8 over his 4 innings. Gave up this home run to R.J. Schreck in the 3rd. That put Buffalo on top, but then Nathan Hickey in the 5th inning. A solo shot that just barely got out of here to tie the game. The Trace Thompson with perhaps the play of the year, robbing a 3-run home run from Brandon Valenzuela. And then the Woo Sox tied it in the bottom of the 8th on this balk from Adam Kloffenstein. So we're locked at 3 as we enter the 9th. Giovanni Moran takes over. He has thrown the ball exceptionally well of late. 4 consecutive scoreless appearances, and making his 2nd appearance of this series. High pop-up, first base side. Campbell will not have a play. But going back to the conversation we were having earlier, Alex, about the depth, the pitching here with the Woo Sox. Chad Tracy saying that this is the deepest pitching staff he's had in his time as Woo Sox skipper. He pointed out Giovanni Moran and Hobie Harris as guys that he feels very strongly can help a big league team right now. As Jimenez saws it off foul.
And they both have experience doing that. We've seen Moran baffle hitters with his changeup this season. 4 straight scoreless outings for Moran. Yeah, there's no doubt. And Hobie Harris, I love his intensity.
To left and a base hit for Jimenez. What a day at the plate for the big league rehabber. He is now 4 for 5, and he's aboard to begin the 9th.
Big league piece of hitting. Fastball off the outside edge and just let it get deep. You've got to respect the changeup, as we mentioned, but not quite as much of a weapon left on left as it is left on right. See if Moran can get a ground ball here.
R.J. Schreck cuts through a first pitch fastball, strike 1. Schreck has had a very good week and an excellent day. He has driven in all 3 runs for the Bisons.
What do you know? A little cutter.
0-2 offering, and Schreck strikes out swinging. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, says Giovanni Moran to R.J. Schreck.
Didn't see the changeup once. And you know what's in the back of your mind. You got a guy with a plus pitch like that. I think the first swing on that first fastball told you kind of the approach for Schreck. They've got a right-handed hitter, and that changeup will come into play here.
He actually has reverse splits this season. Righty's hitting $164 off Moran. Lefty is $263. OPS much higher for left-handed batters against him. 1 on, 1 down. And Torada takes that changeup in for a strike.
Yeah, those reverse splits. You guys see guys with good changeups have those reverse splits where right-handed hitters have less success against you because their barrel stays in the zone for less time on that outside part of the plate where the changeup is fading away.
Another changeup in for a strike. It's 1-2.
And it's just harder to see.
Well, Moran missed all last year. Underwent Tommy John. Acquired from the Twins. He was a fixture in their bullpen 2 years ago. 43 appearances. Fastball down and away. And go back to 2 years ago. A changeup. Opponents hit 156 against that pitch in the majors. Jimenez at first. And time granted to Torada. Moran trying to keep this game tied. On a 2-2. Fly ball down the line. It's fair off the bat of Torada. Hits off the wall. Eaton plays the carom. Jimenez into third. Torada to second on a double. He's on for the 3rd time. And Giovanni Moran in hot water now.
It's the changeup, just a little elevated up around the belt. You get that around the knees, and maybe it's a ground ball or a swing and a miss. Torada, who has performed well against the Woo Sox this year, ambushed just a ever so slight a mistake from Moran, an elevated changeup. And as you mentioned, now in a bit of hot water and a left-handed hitter coming to the plate.
How about Riley Tirado, what he's done not only this week, but as you referenced against the Woo Sox all season. He's got 14 ribbies in 14 games. He is 6 for 14 in this series. Picks up his 15th double of the season. And now the Woo Sox bring the infield in with Jimenez representing the go-ahead run at third. Thompson at center is a few steps towards left center. Yohendrick Pinango takes a cutter in for a called strike.
We'll see more cutters and sliders against left-handed hitters. Again, action moving away from the hitter, but doesn't mean he won't throw the changeup.
Good day for Pinango. Broken bat flare into right center and a base hit. The Bisons will take the lead. They will play the pair as Pinango comes through, and it's 5-3 Buffalo.
You get a busted bat, it means you made a pretty good pitch. It's a changeup that's in a very similar spot, however, to the one Tirado hit down the left field line for a double, but he created weak contact, which is the goal. Unfortunately for the Woo Sox, it found real estate out there.
So Yohendrick Pinango comes up clutch. Number 6 prospect in the Blue Jays system. A 3-hit day out of the 5 spot. This Buffalo offense has banged out 12 hits for a team that's really struggled all season, and especially here in the second half. Their team that comes into today in last place in the second half standings, and 17-40 on the road, but some big swings from the top half of their order off Giovanni Moran here in the 9th. Valenzuela swings through this changeup to make it 1-2.
Now that's the pitch he was trying to throw to Tirado when he hit the double. Below the zone, it's just so much more deceptive when it's down as opposed to up.
Tough day at the office for Valenzuela. On the ground and into center field, a base hit. Pinango to second. That's the 4th hit of the inning for the Bisons. And that'll bring up the 7-hitter.
Another changeup, and again, when it's not away from the body for a right-handed hitter, it loses a little bit of its deception. Now you've got to deal with Michael Stefanik, who's one of the leading hitters in the International League.
Stefanik hitting in the spot that was originally occupied by Phil Clark, who was lifted for a pinch runner Devontae Brown last inning. And Clark out, so too is Brown. Stefanik's had an excellent season. Bisons keeping their foot on the gas pedal. Stefanik looks at strike one, a cutter from Moran. First and second, one down. Stefanik, one hopper to second. Sogard goes to second for one. Jump throw to first is in time to double play. How about that twin killing between Sogard and Grissom up the middle, and the side retired. Woo Sox looking for a comeback here in the bottom of the 9th, trailing 5-3. And Adam Kloffenstein is back to work. Looking to finish this one off for Buffalo, piggybacking with the big league rehabber Shane Bieber. Looks like our own Ryan Sheehan, better known as Big House, in our production crew. Folks from Belchertown here as well, having some fun on a Saturday in Boulder Park, and hoping for a comeback and a walk-off It would be the Woo Sox 5th walk-off win of the year. Mikey Romero looking to start the rally. Romero, Thompson, and Hickey. A tough day at the dish for Romero. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Mikey playing in his 8th AAA game. Had some great at-bats yesterday. Would love to see a quality AB to begin the 9th. Up and away with the changeup, but it's 2-1.
You're just trying to get on any way you can to bring the tying run to the plate.
Down and in for ball 3.
In some ways, it's amazing the Woo Sox have a chance to win this game here in the 9th inning with a 3-run rally. I mean, they've been out hit 13-4. Normally, that's the recipe for a 7-2, 8-1 type of game.
Across for a strike and the count is full. The Bisons are 4 for 15 with men in scoring position. They've stranded 11 today. Woo Sox are 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position, but they've left 5. Payoff pitch. Romero dribbles it foul.
He's been given a steady diet of off speed. I mean, he's taken his lumps a little bit his first week here at AAA. You know, 12 strikeouts and 31 plate appearances. Most of it's been on off speed.
Strike 3 called. Sinker at 93. And Romero down looking.
It's a perfect pitch. These front door sinkers. It's so easy to give up on this pitch because it starts out of the zone. It's one of the toughest pitches in baseball to execute. And Greg Maddux made the living on doing this, throwing 87 miles an hour. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Trace Thompson swings through a first pitch sinker. Timing's just been a little bit off these last few days for Trace. Certainly have to attribute that to being out of the lineup for a week. It's this one sharply to short. What a pick by Rivera, who throws him out for out number 2.
Boy, that was a shaky way to approach that ball by Rivera. I mean, reaching out to the side, ball kind of found his glove. Nicely done. Now Hickey needs to get on base for the Woo Sox to have a chance.
Hickey has homered and walked today. High and away for ball 1. Very high and away, and it's 2-0. The homer for Hickey was his 13th. His first homer since July 24th.
Yep. I think you're taking on 3-0 to get a strike. Down by 2. It'd be a different story if Hickey represented the tying run. Now you can go back to 1 pitch, 1 spot. The luxury here for Kloffenstein and why that 2-run lead is so important. He can challenge Hickey right here, and if he hits it a mile, it doesn't matter.
That's outside ball 4. Nathan Hickey is aboard. And the Woo Sox have life.
They've got the tying run at the plate now all of a sudden. That's why you take on that 3-0 pitch. Even if it's right down the middle, he's got to come to you again.
Sebi Zavala takes strike 1 from Kloffenstein. Zavala more than capable of running into one. He's got 6 homers. He's been on twice today. Cuts and misses, and he's behind at 0-2.
It was a good swing.
A double back in the 3rd, and he drew a walk in the 7th. Blue Sox have drawn 5 walks today. Looking to take advantage of the latest free pass handed to Nathan Hickey, as Valenzuela will jog out and talk things over with Kloffenstein.
Again, I think you're looking sinker changeup. Kloffenstein with the breaking ball. He's only thrown 8, and he's thrown strikes with 3 of them.
Crowd getting loud, trying to encourage Zavala and the Woo Sox. Looking to spark a rally. Zavala jam shot to second. Jimenez makes the play, and the ball game is over. The Bisons win it. 5-3 the final. Bisons had some big swings up and down their lineup. They bang out 13 hits. Big swings from R.J. Schreck. The biggest was from Yohendrick Pinyango, the 2-run go-ahead singled in the 9th off Giovanni Moran. And through 11 games on this 2-week homestand, the Woo Sox are 7-4, but still a chance to win the series here tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll certainly take that. Going into Sunday with a chance to win the series and a chance to go 8-4 on a 12-game homestand. That is nothing to shake a stick at. You've got Peyton Tolley on the mound tomorrow, making his AAA debut, the Red Sox top pitching prospect. It'll be an exciting day at Polar Park on Sunday.
Should be a lot of fun. Tolley going up against Lazaro Estrada. Big thank you to our director, Mike DeMars, our producer, John Canavan, our graphics operator, Adam Wright, Ethan Boudreau, our technical director, Michael Henshaw on replay, and Ryan Collins on audio. For Alex Jensen and for Natalie Nori, I'm Jim Kane saying so long from Boulder Park. Woo Sox drop the penultimate game of this homestand. Peyton Tolley's AAA debut tomorrow afternoon. Coverage begins at 1 o'clock on NESN Plus.